Bam. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Jimnasium Picks Porch, the one show of the week where the Jimnasium, the Garage Boys, and a special guest, we're giving you our favorite picks and plays for the weekend. I am XFL Jim, your lovely host, joined as always by my favorite man, south of you are south of the Mason-Dixon currently, and
Yes.
technically. It's Chase Lupine Fiasco Sessoms. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. I'm ready to just kick this weekend off with some picks.
Let's
Maybe
get some fucking
some
picks
prophecies
in.
even.
I can tell you this. I do not have as many this week as I did last week. I had a plethora last weekend. This weekend's a little bit more bare, but I think the picks I do have are going to be exciting as fuck. And our special guest today, one Maddie motherfucking Winners. Maddie, how you doing, my man?
It's good to be here, Jim. And nice to meet you, Chase. And I hope to help some of your listeners. I mean, I don't know. I think people are pretty stubborn in their picks, but I'm feeling confident this weekend.
Confidence is fucking key. Now, for those of you who might not aware, this is a shared universe going on right now.
Yeah.
Of course, me and Chase are the Jimnasium. We are the Garage. We are everything that is that. But Maddie and me, along with Mr. Luke, we host a little podcast ourselves called the Sportshole. Tell the people a little bit about that, Maddie.
Sportshole is basically like a sports podcast. We do some gambling stuff, but we also cover the great show Dark Side of the Ring. So every week we do about 10, 15 minutes on that. There's one tonight about this Japanese league where they just blow people up with barbed wire. And we try to do a little lighter stuff about sports. We find some of the more sillier stories going on. But we also keep it real with a lot of picks, a lot of we go through all the picks as well. So it's pretty much your typical sports podcast, the Sportshole, on iTunes for all your gambling degenerate needs.
So I watched a modern day Japanese wrestling thing. These two girls, and they were battling each other with these tased up bats, that just had electric wiring or something connected to them. So when they would smack each other, giant sparks would fly out. It was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah, tonight, I know they have a boat match where the boats blow up. I mean, I don't know how somebody doesn't die out there.
They do.
So good.
They do. They figure out a way. They've got body doubles on body doubles, man.
No, they actually it's all reincarnation. It's all just resurrection.
Yes, it's a very Eastern philosophy for a very Eastern wrestling. I like it.
So I'm excited for that, but I won't lie. I got one eye on this stupid game, the Bengals and the Jaguars. So I got this crazy parlay going. I need Lawrence and Burrow plus 250, and the two running backs, Mixon and Robinson, plus 40 at plus 450. So we're riding that tonight.
I believe it. And the people listening to this and watching this, you'll already know the outcome.
Yeah.
But we're going to be sweating this out through the entire podcast. And we might as well start with Matt. What is one of your first play of the weekend, Maddie?
Okay, well, you guys are going to hate me because I'm going to pick one of the most hated teams, a team that everybody loves to hate. But I just feel like Notre Dame is the stronger team over Cincinnati this week. I know everybody hates Notre Dame. I know they sucked against Florida State. I know they kept it close to Toledo. But they're still up. They still make the playoffs every year. And Cincinnati is a mid-major. And I think people are going to get fooled there. Don't be fooled. Notre Dame's going to win easy. And you're pretty much getting money line there.
I don't know about Cincinnati. My issue with them is they seem to constantly they're doing a Kansas City thing, they're the college version of that, where they turn it off. They don't turn it on until the second half. They're a different team in each half of football, and they can't do that against Notre Dame. They don't have the luxury.
They really can't. They got to play a full game, and I thought they really struggled against Indiana, and this isn't last year's Indiana. This is a bad Indiana team. So to see Cincinnati not be able to blow them out, I really believe they're going to come down to earth, and everybody hates Notre Dame. Everybody roots against them, but they're a great team to bet on because they still make the playoffs. Whether they get killed by Alabama or not, they're still a playoff team.
That's fair. So
I honestly, I don't disagree or dislike the play at all. I think that people are going to put a lot of stock into the fact that they went to the gun with Toledo. People are going to put a lot of stock into the fact that Florida State hasn't really turned out to be that great of a team. But I don't think that people are going to put enough stock into the fact that I think that they're a drastically improving team each week, and I think they've showed improvement. And if they show improvement again, then they're going to have a pretty easy time with Cincinnati.
My one issue with Notre Dame is I still don't have very much confidence in that offense. Wisconsin's a good defense, but they weren't moving the ball consistently. I'm not on Jack Cohn. I don't hate the play though, because like the fact that you're getting them basically money line when they probably should be favored maybe a little bit.
You're getting them
good
as
value
a home
for sure.
money line, and a lot of money there is going to come from the heart. A lot of people hate Notre Dame; they want to see them lose, so a lot of the money is coming from the heart. And you never bet with your heart. I hate Notre Dame, but I know they're going to win.
I bet with my
I've bet with my appendix, and then they took it, and then I had to figure out something new, and I moved on to the spleen, and it's worked out pretty well thus far.
Yeah,
I would say so. Chase, what's your first play of the weekend?
All right, I am hoping for pandemonium in Piscataway with the Golden Guido, Greg Schiano, Rutgers at Ohio State. I'm taking Rutgers to cover the 15 here. I think Rutgers has a pretty good team. You see what they did against Michigan? Was it last week?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they get throttled by Ohio State here, and I'm definitely taking them to cover. I might even put just like a half unit towards the money line just in case. I would love to see them losing the shoe twice this year, and one of them be Rutgers. That would be worth its weight in gold itself.
I think the Golden Guido, I think Greg Schiano is just going to be like a covering machine this year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I like them to cover as well. I think Ohio State is not that good this year. I think they're going to have an off year. And already losing to Oregon when they were a 14-point favorite. Rutgers will cover. I mean, they played great the second half against Michigan. They shut them down completely. And again, they might not win these tough games, but they will cover.
To be fair, Michigan did not have a game plan. They literally just kept running up the middle. And Rutgers eventually just was like, okay, we'll just put 8 people in the box. And will you stop running up the middle? And Michigan was like, no.
Are we talking about their game plan for this year or just for the last like 5 or 6 years? Whatever.
5 or 6 years. Like entirety of Jim Harbaugh's like tenure is like all he wants to do is just run up the A gap.
Yeah.
Every time.
And it's part of his Kafka-esque metamorphosis into Bo Schembechler.
He just needs to like completely give up play.
He's starting to look like his father too. It was the first time yesterday I was like, he looks like an old man. He went from the quarterback that I used to know with the Colts and the Bears to his father.
That's about right.
His brother though still looks like a young man.
My first play of the weekend is a sicko play. In a sicko game, Minnesota Purdue. This game will be gross. No one should watch it. It's terrible. But Minnesota lost to Bowling Green last week.
That is correct.
For those of you new, Bowling Green has been, and for a long time, for a year and a half, for 2 years now, they have been on my auto fade list. That win over Minnesota took them off the auto fade list. That's how fucking big of a win it was for Bowling Green and how bad of a loss it is for Minnesota. I'm on Purdue money line. I don't know if anyone would cover any spread in this game, but I think Purdue gets the win. You're getting it's a little juiced up. I'm getting minus 130 for it, but I still think Purdue wins. Jeff Brom, another candidate who is coaching for his job, and he needs this win. He needs it bad.
I was wondering when that was coming. I knew it had
coming.
To be
it was coming.
Any moment now. Any moment.
It was coming. I got another one of those too.
I don't know what Minnesota. I really think Abraham was a great running back, and he was really the catalyst of that team. And I felt like when him going down, Minnesota's season's going down. So I like Purdue there as well. I think Minnesota's going to have a tough season.
I do think PJ Fleck's probably the better coach in that game, but I have no idea what's going on in Minnesota. How do you lose to Bowling Green? What the fuck?
It's a crazy year. It's the smaller schools are catching up.
Fucking are. Maddie, what's your next pick?
Friday night. That's tomorrow night.
So you better be watching this live, by the way. You better be watching this live because Maddie's giving you a pick as it happens.
If you get this before tomorrow night, I'm looking at the time. It's 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. I really like Iowa this year. I think they're going to have a very, very good year. I think I don't know what they're going to be at the end, but I see maybe 2 losses, 1 loss, and I don't know why Maryland is only a 3-point dog, because Maryland's never beat anybody anytime in the last few years. And I think Iowa is the superior team, and I think they're just going to run it all over Maryland and win easy here.
I think it's just because I think Maryland just has like the stellar quarterback and receiver play going on for it. That's really all it has. They don't have any, like, they have the number one quarterback right now statistically in the Big Ten. That's about it.
Well, I mean, have they played anybody yet?
I mean, they played West Virginia.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
They had a pretty good win against West Virginia. I'm still not sold on Maryland either. But I'm also wary of Iowa at the same time. Like I like the play. I'm 100% not tailing you on it though.
No worries.
I can't trust. I don't trust the Iowa offense to like cover spreads.
Yeah,
I trust the defense to win them games. I don't trust the offense to cover spreads.
well, that's the thing. If they can get some turnovers like they did against Indiana and just kind of dominate with the running game, I mean, I really put them as a top 10 team, and I don't. Maryland is maybe the bottom 25, if that.
I don't know if they're that bad though. I don't know if Maryland's that bad this year.
I don't know what to make of Maryland, honestly.
They're an enigma.
Yeah.
I think we'll find out a lot tomorrow.
I think so.
Like, tomorrow's the day we find out what they're made of. So that's my second pick.
I like it. Chase, where are we going?
Whew, I'm not even sure where we are going. I am. USC, Colorado. Give me Colorado for the outright win, plus 260 at home.
Speaking of gross picks, that's a gross pick.
USC has just given up. They have absolutely 100% given up. They acted like they hadn't given up right there at the end of the Oregon State game, and then they realized they were beat, and they've just quit. Like, this team is mentally checked out. I don't think that they've got any chance to go up to Colorado and get a win in Boulder here. Like, I think this is just 100% like you have lost the team. There's absolutely no buy-in. And at plus 260, let's just go ahead and say the Buffs, the Buffs and Ralphie get it done, and they do it all the way for the plus 260 on the money line.
They get it all the way done.
Yep.
Definitely like the cover. Definitely think it's an easy cover.
Oh yeah, 8.5, 8.5.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
Ranked offenses. Where do you think Colorado ranks as a team in offense?
Well, they had that tough game against Texas A&M, so I'm going to say pretty low.
There are 130 teams in FBS. Where do you think Colorado ranks
105.
offensively?
110. 110.
128.
Damn.
Yep. And I still think that they're going to beat USC.
They have less passing yards as a team than Navy.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're still going to beat USC.
I don't see it.
It's going to happen.
Okay,
it's going to happen, Jim.
This is the one time I cannot back you. A, I hate Colorado. Fuck the Buffs. But B, this team is straight garbo. Yeah, I said that.
It's going to happen.
I hope. You know what? I almost hope it does. I almost hope it happens.
Book it, Jimbo.
My next one, I'm going to the NFL. I'm going to props. I'm actually parlaying props. Give me Sam Darnold and Dak Prescott, both over 1.5 passing touchdowns. You parlay it. It's going to fuck. It's like a guarantee in these Cowboys games. It's plus 108. It's just easy. It's easy money.
I think I don't know what Carolina is going to be without McCaffrey. It seemed like, even they had an easy game with the Texans last week, but when he went down, the production went down. So I'm a little worried about Carolina. I think it's a big blow to lose him. I don't know what they'll be, and I really believe in Dallas. But I can definitely see 2 touchdowns.
You just need 2 touchdowns for each quarterback.
That's I know Dak will get it. Dak will definitely.
Dak will get it for sure, and I think Darnold will get it. I think getting Chuba Hubbard a week working with the ones entirely, I think he'll fit into the system pretty nicely.
Yeah,
and I think Carolina's. I'm on like the over for this game. I'm on both team total overs. I just slam overs in Dallas games because they're just going to be pointsy.
They're going to be a big over team. Am I crazy to think Arkansas is going to cover against Georgia?
Maddie, do you know what podcast you are on? Do you know what show you are on right now? No, you're not crazy. You're the sanest man alive.
18 points. Georgia they'll blow up a bad team and put 45 points up. But against a good defense, and Arkansas has been amazing, I don't see them blowing them out. I do see them winning, but 18 points is so much, and Arkansas is having a magical season.
Yeah,
I don't believe in JT Daniels.
That line is lunacy. Absolute lunacy. There's no way that they should be an 18-point favorite going into that game. With that being said, I will also once again sprinkle on the money line with Arkansas this Saturday. Wow. And this is my logic behind it. My logic behind it is that in my mind, I actually have a blueprint for how they can win the game. It's not a, let's just hope that these guys come out here and just play out of their minds, that they're crazy motivated. It's like, no, schematically, I can see a path to winning it. Matchup wise, I can see a path to winning it. And if I can see a blueprint to victory, and they're getting like plus 600, plus 700 on the money line, that's a shot I think you got to take. If you 100% can actually see a way that it can happen, yeah, play it.
You're just seeing there's just so much value there.
Exactly. Of course, it's not value unless it cashes, but still, I agree.
You know what they're giving? They're giving Georgia, Alabama respect, and they don't deserve it.
No, they don't.
And they're giving them an Alabama spread.
And God bless them for it.
I don't even know if Alabama would have that kind of spread against the only way I see that spread at all justifiable is if KJ's out. And I don't think, even if he's out, I think your backup, Chase, with like a full week in the system could actually be decent because he's fast as fuck. He brings a different kind of weapon.
Yeah, they'll have to. The way to stop him would be the same way to stop KJ, which is to make him absolutely one-dimensional. And I'm not sure if they can do it. You have the question of how good has Georgia's schedule been thus far, and is that a little bit of an inflated defensive ranking because of it? Because you won your last game 62-0, but it was against Vandy. Then you beat UAB. Then you've beaten Clemson, who had a dogfight against Georgia Tech, and then a lost to NC State.
And they don't
forget the powerhouse of South Carolina.
They put 0 points up against Clemson.
Exactly. That is what makes me think this offense isn't really all that it's cracked up to be. Because the one primetime game that they've played, their offense didn't do shit.
Yep.
And that was with the starter. That was with JT. That wasn't Stetson Bennett. That was a JT Daniels-led Georgia offense that looked bad.
Like, I've dug into the stats, and the deal is that you would think just thinking traditional Georgia and SEC football that Georgia's a run first team that's doing the most of the majority of their offensive production off the run, and it's not the case. They're actually really more skewed to the pass. They're more of like a pass happy offense. I think people are realizing, and so schematically with Barry Odom's defense, like if we can get trouble. If we can get pressure with onto JT Daniels, and he's having to try to find open receivers while we're dropping 8 every single down, then that's big time trouble for Georgia.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy game, that's for sure. It's not going to be a romp.
See, I was like 100% certain that we'd beat Texas A&M. I was 100% certain that we would beat Texas. I can't say that this week. I'm not 100% certain that we beat Georgia, but I'm very certain that we cover at least and have a pretty good game.
But to answer your question shortly, Maddie, no, you are extremely sane. That is the most sane thing I remember you saying in weeks.
Yeah. And I
Chase,
don't say many sane things.
What is next for you, my man?
Ooh, let's see. Let's go Boston College plus 16 at Clemson.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like it.
Too.
Do we know if Phil Dracovic is back?
Don't care. Blood in the water. I'm going after him.
I still think they cover because they're still they beat Missouri without Phil Dracovic, and I think if he does get back, they're a live dog to win this game. Like Clemson might be spiraling.
Yeah, Clemson is spiraling. It's just an off year, and it's like if you bring in a quarterback and he's not good, you gotta go to the new guy, and they don't. It's a big drop off this year, and it's really showing.
My next play, I'm going to soccer actually. And I don't know soccer for shit. So tail me with caution.
Yeah.
Cardiff City money line.
Cardiff City. All right. I like
Cardiff
it.
City, money line, baby, book it. It's going to happen over Swansea.
And
Swansea?
league is
Swansea
this?
City, yeah.
I have no idea what league. Is this the British Premier or
This is the EPL. This is EFL. Sorry. This is the lower league.
Both of these teams are Welsh also.
yeah.
Yep, they are both Welsh, which is a made up country, made up language. But all countries are made up and languages are made up, so it's not
Fair.
really an insult if you think
And
about
what
it.
time is this game at?
This game is Saturday. It's early as fuck.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Oh, did I pick the wrong one? I did. Not Swansea. It's Cardiff City. I read the wrong one. It's Cardiff City. Backtrack what I just said. It's Cardiff City over Reading because Reading is for fucking losers.
Fuck them.
And that is still the EFL. That is this Saturday. It's at 7 a.m. my time, Central Time, God's time. So it's at like 5 in the morning for you, Maddie.
I get up. I'll be up 6:30 next Sunday for Jets Falcons. Have a little.
Oh, that's right.
Breakfast.
I forgot we were getting that one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then I set the alarm. I dose off, but I'll be watching 4 games in a row. So in the NFL, I like the Bears to bounce back. I'm not going to say they're going to win, but I don't like the Lions D, and I like the Lions offense. I think over 41.5 will hit. I don't see. I mean, the Bears can't be any worse than they were last week. I think they improve a lot. I mean, that's way too low. Anytime I see a spread of 39-40 over under in the NFL, I always take the over. Like this week when I hit the Redskins Giants, that was the same thing, and I even did an alternate spread at like 48, and I think that went to like 56. So I'm always on the overs when it's like 40-39.
I don't hate it. I kind of like the play that the Bears offense literally cannot get any worse than what happened last week.
And it's a perfect team to bounce back.
And I think the Lions defense is bad. And I think the Lions offense is actually pretty decent. So this could be a very pointsy game because I think the Bears defense is pretty bad too.
Yeah, so I like the over there.
I dig it. Chase, where are we going?
Whew. Let's see. I don't know.
Ooh.
I might just sit out and just shit on everyone else's picks. Instead.
I've got one for you. I've got one for you.
Okay. I got it. Let's go to the NFL here. Let's go to the NFL. Let's take every line that's plus money for the Saints Giants game, and so we're gonna go ahead and take the Saints -7. Then let's go ahead and take the Saints -7.5 plus 106. Let's hit the first half spread plus 102 -4.5. Let's hit all those alternates. Basically, if it's got plus money next to it and it's a spread and it's the Saints versus the Giants, go ahead and just jump all over that and have yourself just a cash out bukkake.
Let me see if I can find what's
Do you
the craziest one I
not
can
think
find.
the Giants might be super desperate? I don't think they'll win, but I think they will play tough because they're going to be extremely desperate.
I think I'm highly confident going into this game, and I think that I'm going to get the bad Jameis and be a sad person by about 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Saints
afternoon.
-17. Book it.
-17. Wow. What do you get there? Plus 220.
Plus 275.
Wow.
Let's get it. I don't know. I think the Giants are bad, just really bad. They still haven't figured out how to have Daniel Jones keep a football in his hands for the entire friggin' game. He puts it on the turf at least 3 times probably in this one because you've got a really tough defense out of New Orleans. They finally kind of figured out how to get Kamara going, and they did it against Bill Belichick of all people. So I think the Saints are ready to roll depending on if we keep getting the good Jameis.
Also, Jameis is on track to throw for like 50 touchdowns and not break 3,000 yards.
Yeah.
Which would be hilarious.
He's kind of
Objectively,
like
it'd be funny.
He's kind of playing a Taysom Hill type of game.
And
he just throws tutters.
Yeah.
And here we go. That was my last pick, so this is my bow. Thank you.
Okay, Matt, I've got 2 more, so we'll go 1 me, you, and then back to me.
Sure.
This is sicko mode round 2, college football. The toilet bowl is this week, folks. One of the worst matchups. We've got UConn at Vanderbilt.
Whew.
Both teams last week were on the auto fade list. One team earned itself a position off of the auto fade list. Congratulations to UConn. You were very competitive. You almost won against Wyoming. Good job, UConn. Good job, Huskies. It looks like Randy Edsel may have been the problem. 15.5 points. Vanderbilt isn't covering 15.5 against anybody, let alone a UConn team that actually seems to have something to play for and be feisty. Give me the fucking Huskies of UConn to cover 15.5. And you know what? Give them on the money line. Vanderbilt is that bad.
What are the odds that it goes to overtime? What are the game goes to overtime odds?
Ooh, shit. Let me look that up.
Two teams allergic to winning? Come on, this goes to overtime.
I'm going to look this up. Maddie, you give your pick. I'm going to look this up.
All right, I'm going to give, because it's late, I'll give a football parlay for the NFL. I like the Titans -7, the Bucks -7, and the Chargers -3.5 on Monday night. I just don't think the Raiders, they've had a whirlwind of emotions. I don't think they can get up for another game. The Chargers seem to be on this high momentum. It's a big home game for them. I think the Bucks win easy. And I don't know how the Jets can be 7-point dogs. They scored 20 points. They're a freaking mess. And the Titans seem to be coming on. Derrick Henry running there is going to be extremely scary. So that's a parlay. And then quick 2 baseball notes. I have a guy who's a big baseball guy. He says just ride the Mariners money line Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just keep taking them. They're going to win out. They're going to make the playoffs, and fade the Red Sox. They're either take them on the under because they're not scoring runs, or just take them on the money line because they're going to choke. So that's me for the weekend.
I like it.
Hopefully I'll
And
have a little more money in my pocket.
for your information, Chase, will the game go to overtime odds I'm seeing are plus 1,100.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now that's my final play.
So give me UConn money line, give me UConn plus the points, and give me, yes, this game will go to overtime. This is full on sicko mode. This is disgusting. This game is going to be hilarious.
Maddie, last week I almost had just like an epic score with the I bet that the Giants and Falcons would go to overtime.
Oh, so close.
Yeah. And so I'm taking that angle, that whole two teams allergic to winning. Like they're both gonna fight against winning tooth and nail. That means it's gonna go to overtime.
You and me both, because I got close with the NASCAR Truck Series race. I picked the outright winner, and he got second place.
I hit a bunch of those during the Euro Cup, but obviously soccer is a lot easier than football to get the overtime. But it's fun to hit those because you get about, I think, like plus 250 on every draw at soccer.
Right.
A lot easier there.
So the Euro tournament, I hit that neither team that Italy and England would go to a draw. I hit that the game goes to penalty kicks, and I hit Italy wins in penalty kicks. Like for
I remember
plus like
that.
50 something.
Dude, I remember that. That was amazing.
Full on boner, my friend.
International soccer. It always, if it's the last game of a tournament, it always ends in penalty kicks.
Yep. It's
and
fucking
then the other
beautiful.
one is when they have the consolation game between the two runner-ups, always take the over because they open the game up. They're going to play a lot looser. So that's always a tip I tell people.
There we go.
That'll do it for this episode of the Jimnasium Picks Porch Show. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you for coming
I had
on.
A blast, guys.
Make sure you guys go check out Sportshole.
I hope I look good. I hope I do.
Maddie, where can the people find you?
At Matty Goldberg on Matty Goldberg 1 on Twitter and at Matty Goldberg on Instagram. I usually just comment on the games during the weekends, and that's about it.
Hell fucking yeah. Chase, where the people can find you. Let them know.
You can always find me being abrasive on Twitter at of Oaklawn. That's OF and the word Oaklawn. I'm always around with this big galoot and in the garage, doing our shows, the Jimnasium, the Picks Porch. We've got Campus Profits on Saturday morning. If you're not watching and following that, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
We've been hitting like dogs in that like crazy.
Big value. And then of course our DFS show on Sunday mornings, Fantasy Foreplay.
Love it.
Oh, I like that.
You guys know where to find
highly
me.
erotic.
Yeah.
Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, XFL Jim. We actually have the part 2 to the team parlay fiasco with me and Chase. Chase already knows what happens. You guys get to find out tomorrow. Actually, you find out today because it happens Friday. So go check that video out. Love you guys.
Retroactively, go check out that video.
Retroactively, go to YouTube and go check it out. I implore you. Thank you guys for listening. Go fucking follow these picks. Go make some money. Peace fucking